before she leaves off to Marahala.
Question for Tommy: does this picture look like Bindi?
A somewhat younger version.
So Gen definitely marks that is. I'm assuming you're in it as well. Oh, or is it just like a picture of Bindi?
It's me and Bindi.
All right. In that case, Gen notes that as definitely pointing towards Bindi being your sister, but also me knowing that you haven't found your sister yet, or quotation marks around that. And Daniel and Ray want to arrive anytime?
Daniel can arrive here.
I would arrive a minute after Daniel, probably. Maybe I was coming out of the swimming.
Again, we'll we'll motion for Alex to stay seated, that he'll get this one and open the door, and seeing Daniel will step to the side, motion him in.
Is everybody all right? Is everybody unharmed? Physically, I mean. I can't do much for emotional trauma.
Nothing wrong here, but emotionally, something's definitely bugging our friends.
So I see. I may have been a bit insensitive earlier, but that can wait. What did you see, Alexander?
Did you step into the room?
Yes, Daniel stepped into the room.
All right, okay. Then again, closes the door so nobody can peep in. Well, I think before we get too in depth, Ray should be heading over here. So,
knock on the door.
Speak of the devil. Again, opens the door again.
As this whole thing is happening,
he's got a towel over.
You'll see Alexander will try to, trying to calm himself down. He'll look for his plushie and hug it.
Is it a plushie of a slushie?
Yes, it's the slushy plushie.
The one thing you can't have.
One thing I can't have, but I can hold.
Kevin, Alexander would see Daniel and his new duds for the first time.
Yeah, that's true. This is the first time any of us have seen it.
Yep.
Duds are earrings, right?
Duds is clothes.
Duds is like a style or an outfit.
Yeah, Alexander isn't paying really much attention to.
Yeah, I know. I just thought I'd mention it.
So the door. So yeah, as again opens the door, Ray just comes. He's wearing his tracksuit overalls. And he's got a towel over his neck. Sorry about that. I was in the pool.
Okay, let's.
I could have swore you were gonna be like, Ray shows up in a towel and nothing else.
Let's figure it out.
Then Annika vaped through a wall and is just there.
I'm like, you're not
gives a low whistle and then goes back through the wall.
I'm like, what? At that point, Alexander just faints.
Oof.
Anyway,
Right,
I'm done interrupting. You guys take it away.
Mm-hmm. So I close the door, lock it.
What happened?
Alexander, what did you see? You can trust us.
Again, we'll gently put a reassuring hand on your shoulder. Take your time. Deep breaths into the nose, out to the mouth.
Yeah. I'll take a seat next to Alex.
Handling his best bedside manner right now, which is admittedly not great, but he's not doing anything obtrusive to be more awkward.
Ray takes a seat next to I sort of he'll put a hand over his shoulder like, hey man, it's gonna be fine, right? Just tell us what happened. Try to comfort him with it.
As I was walking out of last period, which was my history class, I was pretty tired. Not too tired where I'll fall asleep on the bench. As I was walking back towards my door, I saw Bindi. For a minute there, I confused her to my sister, but as I was walking towards her, she was staring our way. I went in front of her. I was looking at her, and then when she looked at me, it was like a blank expression. I mean,
Like staring off into the distance, blank, or blank as in nothing going on. In
she at first she was staring off in the distance. After I went in front of her, she later on, it took her like a few seconds to look at me. And then she was expressionless, and then she asked me. She told me if I had a second to talk to her. There was no one around, so we went to a picnic bench. We started talking. She asked me how I was since since arriving here, since my first year from here. How about my sister? We talked about it. I told her I was still worried about finding her, and I asked her how it was for her, if she found any information. She told me she was. What was the group again? It started with the A, right?
The Advanced Center.
Uh-huh. She talked about how Bindi was in the event center. Even though I spoke to teachers and other students about Bindi, but they never really told me anything. Not Bindi, my sister Sarah. We were talking,
okay, but take your time.
She said Bindi said she was there once. Then she started talking about failure, and then if I ever felt that way too.
What did you say, Alexander?
No, don't.
I mean, I told her the truth. Sometimes I think and feel that I'm a failure.
Alexander.
Then
Again, gives your arm a squeeze.
Look,
but
hey man.
Alexander. Daniel's just gonna I imagine Daniel's kind of sitting in front of Alex. He reaches his hand forward and puts it like on his knee. Alexander, that is nonsense. By the simple fact that you are here, you are not a failure. You're in the most prestigious school in the world. I'm not 100% sure what you did to get here, but it must
the
have
problem
been
is
smart.
the problem is how I got here. That's one of the problems. How I got here was weird. It was as he was trying to explain himself. Now he's all jumbled up.
It is okay.
Take your time, man. Take your time. Take your time. And
How I
think about
got
these
here
things.
is not normal.
how
I won't
so?
forget. How I got here is not normal. I was at school. I got an email from my sister. She said that she was. They asked her to test me with coding. I did it. I passed, and I got an electronic invitation to Marahawa. But once I got home, the invitation was there. The physical invitation was there. How would Maruhawa know that I would pass? How would they know about it? I bet it takes days for a letter to arrive anywhere.
No.
And
They probably just assumed that you would pass regardless.
Maruhawa.
I know mine was waiting for me at home when I got home one day.
But
I
but even
think
the
that
spot-
I am the outsider then, because it did take them quite a while to notice me.
the problem is they noticed my sister first. And we did basically the same thing. I was encoding, she was encoding.
Wait, you two took a while to get your invitation?
Not that long. It took a good few weeks.
Mine
It
was an hour after. How?
I guess
that
mine-
is extremely
I-
That's the issue. Is because how would they know that I would pass the test? That
Maybe the pass was just a
apparently was
formality.
from-
Maybe you'd already passed beforehand. As
But
I
that's-
said, they knew of me through my Aikido and my biology.
Well, I
So they scouted me beforehand.
think they
But
probably
I think that
they
I think
probably
that I might
scouted me
not have
also.
been scouted. I think that I might have been discovered. But this is not about me. This is about you, Alexander.
But that's
What is this about your sister being a coder? Being here? Given what we've learned, that could be
not
alarming, and I understand why you have reason to fear why you have been behaving the way you have been being. I am sorry, I should have been a better friend. But that is
Well,
neither
there's-
here nor
there's-
there.
There's a lot of weird things happening in this school. First, we got a dead person coming back to life. Now I had Bindi disappear in front of me out of nowhere.
Wait,
We
Bindi
were
disappeared?
in front of me out of nowhere. We were legit talking face to face, and then she disappeared. She handed me a letter.
Is that on?
and then what? You blinked and she was gone?
We
Did
were
you look
both
away
holding
for a
the-
minute?
No, that would be impossible
Was
since
there
we
any
were both
kind of
sitting.
is there any kind of role I could do for Daniel about the various Resi viruses to see if any kind of activity like this has happened up to this point?
Same, preferably, as Gen has studied it.
I would allow a medicine roll from the both of you.
But let's-
Can I get it from biology? Because that's where my character knows it.
Yes, just take a -3 because it's more like
Esoteric and
it's
Ah.
more chemical based science than it is like organic, if that makes any sense.
I do have chemistry as well, if you'd prefer that.
You can roll chemistry then.
That's
Wow.
The funny thing is, whenever I went back to like the roles chat, the first thing I saw was one of Callista's fumbles from the last session, and I thought I had fumbled.
Nice. I still feel bad about that.
That was rough, especially because it was PvP. Hopefully, Gen can repeat that the first time we encounter a liquor.
Yes, preferably.
Give me one.
Maybe you will.
Alright,
Maybe.
so both of you did well enough to realize that, like, hallucinating like this isn't out of the norm for people that have been infected historically. As to
Alexander.
what, you don't think Alex has been in contact with much.
Alexander, would you be willing to let me do a blood test?
I think we all need to have one.
That is
I
a good
don't
idea.
mind. I don't mind. The issue is she disappeared in front of me, and I got a letter. This cannot be a hallucination or illusion.
There's something going on the island.
I
but there's-
had the letters right.
pe-
I
pe-
have the letter.
People coming
Is
back
there-
from the dead, people disappearing, weird hallucinations, knockouts.
But then tell me how I got the letter. Ray, tell me how I have the physical letter
I
after
don't
she
know.
disappeared.
I don't
No.
know.
We're not doubting
Show us the
you.
letter. We're not doubting you. Just show us the letter. Show us the letter. Is it on you?
It's the letters on near the picture.
It's, do we know of any virus strain that could perhaps alter somebody's perception of reality enough that they could look like somebody else?
Apparently,
Here's
Daniel
the thing: is that you guys rolled good, and normally I would award this. It's just viral study of this stuff is something that's been on lock since Raccoon
Yeah.
City happened, where like the governments are very chinsy about what's known about these viruses.
Yeah.
You would have
So-
known with extensive research that people infected with the original T virus from that outbreak were known to like have very loose grasps on reality before they turned.
You need that blood test.
The T virus was the one with the that he was attached to, right?
That was
No.
the T abyss.
Oh,
The T virus was me.
all right.
Would I know that it was a T abyss?
Up to you, Alex. I mean, you were at Terra Grigia, and that was the outbreak where it was the most prominent.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
Gen would
probably right.
probably speak up at this point. I hate to bring up bad memories at a time like this, but Alex, where did you get your scar?
I got my scars at Terra Grigia. There was the T abyss
Wait.
outbreak.
We were at Terra Grigia?
Yeah, I was at
Again.
Terra Grigia probably around 3-5 years old. Or maybe
Yeah.
8.
Looks to Daniel. The T virus made people lose a grip on reality. Perhaps somebody's using that or something to adjust how he perceives things, and maybe that's why she disappeared, and then somebody else actually gave you the
Again,
letter.
this
But-
this letter. Have any of us opened it yet?
He opened it. Right? Did you open
I
it?
opened it.
Is
I
there
opened the
some
letter.
kind of code on it? Perhaps something that we could decipher.
It's computer coded.
So it's something that you
I don't know
could decipher.
fully well what it is. It's computer code, but it's missing things. I could try to decipher the code, but it'll take a while. I've been trying to.
Could you try-
before you guys.
Could you try perhaps inputting the code into, say, a laptop taken offline and see what comes up from it? If you get a partial, then maybe partially something will come up and we can use that to find the rest.
I brought a laptop from home. I didn't take the ones issued here. Ray, can you get it from my closet? It's
Sure. He'll go up and he'll open the closet. Here.
Also, something to make sure everyone remembers what we discussed in the boat, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
vaguely.
Alright, that's good enough. It means your memories haven't been tapped yet. Or, assuming they can be tapped.
Hold on.
It's
Is it possible that we're all infected in some way?
It is possible. The only way to know for sure would be for me to do a test. And I plan on doing that test.
I've never had any contact with any of the strains myself,
Same.
but
Same here, but
Then maybe our blood samples will be, what are they called? Controlled,
But don't,
controlled variable?
isn't the T virus transmitted with liquids, bodily fluids? The T abyss virus, if I
It could
remember
be.
correctly.
It could be something in the water supply. It could be something that they handed out to the students. It could be the freaking amulets that we have been collecting.
By the way,
There's
which one of
no
us is holding on to them?
What?
Which one of us is holding on to the medallions?
I can hold on to them. I can hold on to them.
Yeah, Gen would also be fine holding on to them.
I'll hold on to them.
It could be anything that we came in contact with. Virology is a tricky thing, especially
It's
with the things that cause these outbreaks. Scientists have tried to wrap their heads around them for many years before we were even around. And
Aren't most viruses transmitted through liquids, bodily fluids, or saliva, blood?
Some are airborne, some they
Some go to bugs.
they mutate quite quickly, and they're highly mutable. Even the original Ouroboros was a plant to begin with.
they mutate too quickly because that is the problem. There is no conventional way of combating it. And conventional medicine goes out the window.
How was your ceremonies?
What do you mean ceremonies?
I reached
You know
in
how-
and picked out a thing. I put on a
what
glove, but it may have had a tear.
Because we did touch liquid before
We did.
Yes, I,
when we got our medallions. How was your medallions? How did you guys get your medallions, anyways?
I reached into the pool. It was what color was it?
It was. I'm not sure.
I believe it was brown tan for
Maybe.
us.
For you guys, it was a meniscus color.
What about me?
I believe
Red.
yours was blackish. Oh, no, never mind.
And then
what about,
Daniel's was a lavender color.
what about the consistency of each liquid?
Don't remember that off the top of my head. I remember one
'Cause
was a
it-
gel, one was particle-like, and then one was basically just like normal water.
I think ours was the normal water because it got slowly more viscous as time went.
You said yours was like putty or slime, right? Mine. When I got my medallion, it wasn't like that, and it was a totally different color. Mine was red.
Ours was meniscus and
Meniscus was normal
watery.
water. Yeah.
Mine was lavender, and I don't remember much about the consistency. It seemed superfluous at the time, but the fact is that we all could theoretically be infected. But if we dwell on that before the tests come back, it could
Then
kneecap
we just
progress in solving
Alright.
this mystery.
Daniel,
That-
how long? Daniel, how long will it take you to do a full blood test on all four of us?
What?
How long will
how
it
long
take
will
you
it take
to
for the blood test?
blood test?
How long will it take for a blood test, Tommy, with this kind of thing?
Longer than you guys have here, and I'm only saying this because the chat's about to kill itself. 2, again, because you've seen something, you get to make an awareness notice in this situation.
Alright.
The picture.
You know what? I'm going to throw my 2 points of luck into this. Why not? Get him out early. 31.
31. You realize the envelope's about the same consistency, color, and shape as the one that you handed Aaron on the boat?
Jen frowns and actually walks over to it, feels it. Wait a minute. This is, I've seen paper like this before.
Before?
Yeah, it was on the ship actually. There was a letter on Aaron's truck. It had just a big A on it, so I assumed it was for Aaron. I called Aaron and I gave it to him. Maybe his is connected in some way.
What if it was? Wait, hold up. What if instead it was Alex's? Alexander's.
It might have been. I just assumed that it was meant for him, given that it was on his truck.
Again, can you ask Aaron to come here and bring the letter? If what you say is true, that the letter is the same as the one that I have, they could be connected, like you said. But
we might have to bring him in on this.
It could put him in danger. No, even having that letter could put him in danger.
Well, how about this? Again, ask him if he saw that you gave him. Ask him about the letter. Like, ask him like, "Hey, I gave you a letter. This is still on you, but you got that letter?" To make sure you confirm it.
I have a
meanwhile,
suspicion that the time for having the luxury of not being in danger may be coming to a close.
Yeah. So do we bring everyone in on it? At least those we trust most.
We can, but yeah.
I would like to give
I think we have to,
if possible. Not right now. I do not have the tools, but soon.
I think we have to. If more people at least know about it, we can do something.
Well, these are close friends. Will at least keep it secret.
And I'll meet you at Chem tomorrow, Daniel. We can do it then. As
Alexander remembers, the symbol, the B symbol, he goes, grabs the other letter, opens it. Is there the same symbol, or is it just B?
No, one's a B, one's a sigma, and then the other one was just clearly like a handwritten letter. Okay. The new one you got's code that's been printed on deliberately.
Mm-hmm. Ray, can you pass me my laptop?
I gave him the laptop here.
Okay. Alexander opens up his laptop, types the code that he has, gets a safe driver from his sweater, and connects it to his laptop.
Well, by seeing what that code brought us.
Okay.
Does Aaron ever respond to text?
Did someone text him?
Gen did.
Yeah, Gen did, or Gen will, I should say. But it's a matter of what are we telling him, and we hadn't decided that at the point. So let's just, real quick, hands up. Alright. Are we bringing Aaron in on this? I say we do.
I also say we do, because
you know him better than I do. If you think that he is trustworthy, then I trust you in trusting him. Alexander, I have a small question.
What is it?
I don't think that I could draw blood from myself. Are your hands steady? I mean, not right now, but in general. Are you squeamish?
No, I am not squeamish. I legit, as you see the scars. No, I'm not squeamish.
So then, whenever the time comes, could I coach you through taking some of my blood? It would also be good to have someone there, as that way I couldn't yoink blood from a rodent and say, yes, Daniels is clear, obviously.
As I said, I will be there with you.
I don't know why you compare yourself to a rodent, but that's okay. You are better than a rodent. You're better
I'm always
than.
gonna be there. I'm always
What?
gonna be there.
Haven't you ever seen Pygmy Marmoset? Adorable rodent.
No, I have not seen any.
Not a
yeah,
thing.
sure. I'll take your blood sample for you.
In the meantime, Gen types off to Aaron. Hey, need to chat about something pretty big. Do we want him to come here?
Well,
Gen
no.
says-
Tom just told me to wrap up the scene.
I did say that.
He did say that.
Do you want to meet him? Why don't we meet him tomorrow at some point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll meet him tomorrow after I'm calm.
Need to meet you tomorrow at X point. It'll be after we do the blood tests and all that.
Okay. Alex, roll me an interface.
Sorry, got excited.
Any mods, just because I know the.
Give yourself a +2. We'll call it plot armor.
23. Make that into a 26 and +2, then you're done. You're good.
Okay.
23, I mean, that's as good as Gen's chemistry roll was. That's pretty great.
Yeah.
So, with that roll, you basically pull up the BIOS coding, and you pretty much see that the code goes in, and like you put it in, it syncs. Then as it goes to execute, it fails, and it's requiring an internet connection.
Does my phone have hotspot? This is.
You
the
can
player to tell
see
me.
that there is a login page that's like halfway made with raw code, and you can see exe.dev m, and then the rest is kind of blurred.
We found Eggman's personal password.
Except not at all.
Does this ring any bell to Alexander?
No, that's above the rough logout area, though.
Okay.
Damn.
I need to connect to the internet. The school has Wi-Fi, obviously.
Before we do that, let's cover your camera with something. Because I imagine your laptop has a built-in camera.
I obviously, if you looked at my laptop, you'll see a sticker of the slushie on top of the cam.
Oh, okay.
Sticker of a
Yes.
slushie, goddammit.
Yeah, there's a whole market of these things, of these slushy stickers.
Alex, I think you might be a little obsessed with slushies. But that's for a later date. Let's just...
Now you realize? Now you realize he's obsessed with slushies?
Well, did it give it away? The sweater that my closet that has I love slushies, the slushy plushie that I have, the 3 slushies that I tried to drink, never got to, the slushy machine that got broke. Yes, totally not a huge slushy fan. Okay, going on. I need to connect to the internet, but the problem is, I don't know if anybody else will be able to access my computer through the internet.
Yes,
After
that's
all,
why I wanted you to
yes,
cover it. But you've...
No, offline is not gonna. Well, if it's gonna be offline, we have to find somebody to get you online.
Is there any way you could make like
The
an
school has
isolated
Wi-Fi.
page or something? Some ways that you could access the internet without being accessed back. Is that even possible?
And now's where this video has been sponsored by NordVPN.
VPN.
No, go on.
I believe in this future there'll be something like, I don't know, something. Just call it a VPN.
Can't you
knows?
hide your trace while you're doing the work on the login?
You can,
Short
can.
time, but
but the problem is, there's also people who dive into the dark side of the internet, and we have the government who also does it. We have people who hack other people, steal information, money, all that yada yada, like I did.
well,
Wait a minute.
Um,
What?
Oh,
Hold
but like I said, the government, and possibly the school, after all, they're
wait, 2012 Edward. Yeah, okay, it happened. Okay,
We will
So-
discuss what you have talked about in a little.
oh, he's
Alex?
not wrong. Oh, he's not wrong actually.
No, none of that. I'm talking about the like he did part of what he just said. But like I said, we'll talk about this later, Alex.
I never said any of that. I just said like other people did.
Look, look. We need
Turns away.
information. We need information. We're gonna have you use the internet here. This is what we have. Unless you have a private network we can access.
I mean, I pay for the best quality service for a company. I don't know if they do hotspots. Do they? Do not press X. We are not in Detroit. Well, whatever. Okay, but Tommy, does my service cover hotspot?
Yeah, your service would put you on hotspot. Just you being you would know that the school would be able to backdoor into anything if you do anything too suspicious.
So the school will be able to see what I'm doing, essentially.
It
Right.
depends on what you do.
Okay, there's this thing. Okay, I have my personal hotspot from the best company that I was able to afford.
Maybe
With the money
we
I got.
should.
But we also have the school's Wi-Fi. But the problem is that anything problematic, like let's say searching how to suicide, searching how to create a bomb, anything that's restricted or possible concerns with the normality of human morals and all that stuff. The school will be able to enter your computer, look at your screen, and you see what you're doing, and they could track you.
Wasn't there a small town not too far from the school?
Isn't the town sponsored by the school?
There's no town.
I'm
guys.
wondering.
It's
There's no
mine.
There's
town.
no town.
It's an island. It's an island only the school is on.
No,
Like I said,
there are
I
a
have the
couple other
hotspot.
small cities in
No, there's a
Tsushima.
couple.
Just it'd be a long way getting there.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, our car is totaled.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that was awesome, by the way. But yeah, like I said, I have a hotspot. We
Look,
can use mine.
Look, we can either do this or no. We can't just continue.
I say we use your hotspot. It'll make it a step harder for anyone.
Look, we can't. Look, if we have to delve in, we're gonna have to delve in hard. And if it means we have to get consequences, we'll have to deal with them. We can't just keep waiting
Okay, I'll use
around.
my
And,
hotspot then. Okay. I said I agree with you, Ray.
I'm just
Okay.
saying. I don't want to push. It's just
Use my
Daniel was
hotspot.
really apprehensive about this. Like, I'll just give you a quick window into his mind for the sake of entertainment. What the fuck is going on? I came here to education and all of this. Since it's too quick, I have to tell them. I have to do my tests. I need certainty. They are pushing me, and when I push, I get put in box. He doesn't say that. That's a glance into Daniel's mind palace.
Okay.
Okay.
I
guys.
connect to the hotspot. So what?
Alright, you connect to the hotspot, you put the rest of the code in. You feel that you're gonna need the login to get anything deep, but you can start finding all these little esoteric signs, and you can see that this is almost like a back door into like the school database almost.
Good news or bad news? Which one do you guys want to
Start
hear?
with bad. Always best to end on a good note.
You need the password if you want to go deeper. Do you want to hear the good news?
Sure.
Preferably.
There isn't any good news.
Then why the hell? Oh, whatever.
This is coming from the school. This login screen is from the school.
Does it
This
look
is a-
like the normal login to the school?
This
No.
is a backdoor.
Um,
This is a backdoor. It comes from the school.
well, here's some good news. It's obviously not the normal one, so we're a step closer to figuring out what the hell this is.
At least.
But that means that the school is fucking with us.
It does! Fuck.
And possibly the times that we may not even remember, they may have been behind this. If we are infected, after running the blood test, we'll know if we are or not. That could be the school is behind this.
Can we crack it? Can you crack this? Or will it be hard?
Do I roll? Can I roll?
You can, but to push the scene along, again, the timer on your phone goes off. You missed your dose.
I missed my what?
Your dose.
Your dose.
My 2.
No, your dosage of medicine.
Oh! Oh, okay.
Maximum brain force.
Jen, is this important?
Yeah, I've been, I take medicine, they're pills, for vitamins and whatnot that I've been taking since I was a child.
Medicine since you were a child. That doesn't...
Not really medicine, they're just vitamins that my father got me.
Why would you need vitamins?
Let's just say that they're my father got them for me way back, and I've been taking them ever since.
So Daniel's eyes are as big as Jigglypuff's at hearing this.
Look, we have a med student here. He could tell you what the pills actually are.
I could try to deconstruct them. That would be extremely hard. I would recommend...
It's fine. As I said, I've been taking them my entire life.
Yeah, and then you're extra tall and strong enough to dislocate a guy's
Time,
shoulder.
guys, time.
Oh yeah.
Again,
Time.
you got limited time.
I listen. I'm just gonna go run to my room, grab them, take my pills, and then we'll be good. All right. I'll be back.
Aaron,
And
did you see
get
Aaron with the letter?
if I see Aaron, I'll mention the letter. But and like Genna's kind of been backing away towards the door this entire time and flips it open. I'll be back. He flicks close the door and jogs off.